Wall Street veteran Bernard Madoff has been arrested and charged with running a $50 billion Ponzi scheme.
Congress wants to know what caused the Enron meltdown.
Now, while the collective rage currently is focused on WorldCom,
Tyco CEO Dennis Kozlowski was convicted of looting hundreds of millions of dollars.
This is one of the biggest fraud cases ever.
Their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook.
Find out more on this week's episode of White Collars, Red Hands.
Last year, the Tinder swindler went viral for taking money from his girlfriends in order to protect himself from his enemies. The story was everywhere. Netflix even made a documentary on it. However, Simon Leviev is not the only person who is guilty of conning partners for financial gain. In 2020, romance scams were higher than any other financial scams. The most vulnerable of romance scams are older adults ages 55 to 64. It was reported that older adults were scammed out of $139 million and that romance scams of all ages accounted for $304 million that year, which was 9 times higher than previous years. Today, we are looking at 3 stories which involve romance fraud. You will see that love can rob you blind. Find out how on this week's episode of White Collars, Red Hands.
And all these poor old people, you know, they just want to pop a Cialis and just make a connection.
Yep.
And they're just getting... It's rough out here to be old. All of the scams are for you. There's no Zoomer scam for the most part. They're like...
That's true.
They're like, even in love,
it's
take your money.
Because boomers have money and we don't.
Yeah, because they ruined the economy for us.
They did ruin it for us. They really did. Well, welcome back to another episode of White Collars, Red Hands. This is...
I'm Kashan.
And I'm Nina. Kashan, have you ever been on a dating app?
No.
Never.
I think we've told the listeners this before, actually, no, never. I don't even know. Wouldn't know where to start. Actually, I always really worry about like she can't hear, but like, what if, you know, for some reason, you know, my girlfriend loves me, she'd never leave me, but she falls out of a plane, you know, something happens, and I have to like get back out there. Like, how do I write a bio for one of those? Do I write it like a bio for acting?
You would write it like a bio for acting. That's what
Kashan is thrilled to be here on Hinge for his Hinge debut.
Previously out of 2 monogamous relationships, Kashan is a loyal, smart, caring boyfriend.
It's just like...
That is also a pain in the ass.
It's just my headshot.
It's your headshot. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't say I've never been on a dating app.
No, you've been banned from multiple, actually.
Just one. Tinder.
But multiple times.
I want to know how Simon Leviev had Tinder longer than me. That's some bullshit.
He wasn't sending them the kind of stuff you were. Here's the thing: is that people like talking to him at first.
Oh, that's true.
You were just trolling people. Of course, you're gonna get kicked off.
Hey, listen, it was a good time, and I regret none of it. I regret none of it. All right, so today's story, like we said, it's gonna involve romance scams. All right, romance fraud. These stories are going to be kind of short. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode. Originally, the story that we were going to cover, I put it on our Instagram story. People said that they wanted to hear it. However, it's not a very long story, so I added 2 other stories to it as well. But you all wanted to hear it, so we're doing it.
Yes, we get down to the heart of romance fraud.
Yes. This first story actually doesn't have any big financial ramifications like most of our stories have, but like we aren't talking about thousands and thousands of dollars of crime. We're not talking about millions of dollars of crime. It's just...
You can't put a price on a broken heart.
You can't put a price on a broken heart. And it is just a fun, funny story. All right. So our story today, the first story today, takes place in the Kansai region of Japan, specifically Osaka, which, fun fact, is where I lived when I taught English in Japan. So
I don't know where that is.
This could have happened to me. This man could have... Actually, no, I was in a relationship at the time, so he wouldn't have gotten me.
Oh, okay. You're bold. Maybe you don't know his moves.
That's true.
You could be suave enough to sweep in there.
Well, you know, Takashi Miyagawa, he's a 39-year-old who's he's a part-time employee. Not full time.
He's got everything going for him.
He has no residence that anyone knows of.
We love a man with no house.
He's a salesman. He was selling hydrogen shower heads and other products when he met his girlfriends.
He's like, so the shower head hydrogen comes out. It just
He's like, hey, I know how much you ladies love those detachable shower heads.
Oh my God. The shower head, all right? Hydrogen comes out. It just happens to also be attached to oxygen. Okay? It's a science joke for you. That's water.
That's why. Oh,
there we go. H2O. You get it. I knew you'd get it with a little bit of explaining.
That is the only element of the periodic table I know.
H?
2O.
That's not an element. It's two elements together. It's hydrogen and
Oh,
oxygen.
never mind. Then I really don't know anything.
This went awful. I really gotta learn my audience when I'm making these sometimes. To the people at home, I know some of you enjoy
I
it.
did not take chemistry.
Obviously.
Mr. Lambright, I hope you're hearing this.
Oh my God.
You said I was going to regret not taking chemistry, and I don't. I'm still so glad I never took it. All right. Fuck you and fuck your class. All right. Actually, cut that out. I don't want to. Just the fuck you and fuck your class.
All right.
All right. Anyways, Miyagawa would meet his girlfriends and lead all of them on, pretending that marriage was on the horizon. One woman said that she was taken aback when Miyagawa kissed her, despite them only being on 2 dates.
Wow, Japan's a weird place.
I'm a whore.
You can get through 10 minutes of a date in America and be boning in the bathroom.
I don't know what kind of date you've been on.
That's the only kind of date I've been on.
That sounds like a date you pay for.
Seriously, you're not supposed to pay for dates. Tell me you're.
I'm not paying for dates.
Serious.
Oh, you're paying for dates.
Tell me you're not serious, please.
Yeah, you're not supposed to pay for dates.
Fuck. All right. It's fine. You learn something new every day.
It's okay, Kashan. You just gotta,
No, it's fine. I just
helping out those poor women $1 at a time.
Only $1. It's only supposed to be $1.
How much would you pay for a date?
0. Are you kidding me? No.
Okay. I know how much I've been paid for a date.
Pay for a date? No. Here's the thing. All right? I may not have everything going for me. I don't have to pay for dates, though. Okay? I'm not there. Even if I was there, I just peace out. I get really into anime or something. I buy a body pillow.
You get really into anime? You are really into anime.
I like anime a little bit.
Oh,
okay?
sorry.
I'm not a weeb.
Oh, sorry. You're not into anime. You just play Magic the Gathering.
It's not the same. They're not. So that is very nerdy. Don't get me wrong.
I just play Dungeons and Dragons.
Not a lot anymore, but I have in the past.
I go on quests. What are they called?
You're not even making sense anymore. If you're gonna roast me, at least
what
make
are
sense.
they called? Damn it! I thought they were called quests.
Quests? What does that mean? That's just a task that you go to accomplish. That's a quest.
What is the thing that you guys go on in Dungeons and Dragons?
It's an adventure. Okay, that's what it is. It's an adventure.
My mom says that everyone who plays Dungeons and Dragons kills themselves. So,
well, fingers crossed.
she was okay. So back to Takashi Miyagawa and his prude girl that he went on a date with. She was like, "Hey, I don't want to kiss you on the second date. I don't want to do that unless you are someone who wants to get married and really be with me in the future." And he told her, "I'm serious. I'm going to be with you for the rest of my life."
I feel like he's not serious.
On the second date? That scares me more than kissing me.
Things move faster when you only kiss on the second date. When you're sexually repressed like that as a culture. That's why all these Catholic people be out here getting married. Mormons be out here getting married at 16 because they just want to get it in. And they will literally make it a legally binding contract just to get some. All right? People go to wild lengths.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Thank God I'm a whore. Okay, despite, her wanting to be conservative, and we're talking about the Mormons and all this stuff, you know what, that's fine. If you want to be physically conservative and make law-binding agreements just so you can bone, fine. All right. But it is not okay. It's okay to be conservative when being physical. It is not okay to play with someone's emotions and lie to them and lead them on. I've been that girl and it feels shitty.
I'd like to say that somewhere deep inside, I've been that girl too.
So what he actually was doing was he was conning these women that were his girlfriends. And he was telling them all that his birthday was actually on a different day in order to receive presents from each one of them.
Sounds like a scandal that a child thought up. He's like, I'll just get a bunch of different girls that like me and I'll tell them each one of them will get a different day. This is my birthday. And I'll get more presents.
And he's 39. Like he's way into adulthood. Like
he's gotta remember his age for each woman. He's like, wait, when is my birthday for you?
Insane. His birthday is actually on November 13th, but he told one woman his birthday was in February, another that his birthday was in July, and in total, he had 35 girlfriends ranging in ages from 35 to 47.
Very age appropriate for him, though.
Yes, honestly, out of everything in this episode, kudos to you, Takashi Miyagawa, for dating within your age group.
I mean, he's got something, all right?
Thank God you were not dating out. But here's the thing. He was dating those older women and dating in his age group because they had money. If you're dating 22-year-olds, what are you going to get? What are you going to get for your birthday?
Chlamydia.
Yeah, exactly. Chlamydia. And then one of the women bought him a suit.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to say. Something more expensive. I mean, that's cool. That's like a suit's cool.
No, actually, you'll find out how little these women
more
spent.
Presents. He's like, yeah, I got an extra Newton's cradle out of it. It's really dope.
So a lot of people have questioned, like, how on earth was he able to keep up with all of his relationships with all of these women? Because 35 people, that's a lot of people. You could see one every single day of the month and still not see all of them.
True.
You know? But there is also debate that he used an Excel spreadsheet to keep track of them all, but that's not confirmed.
I mean, got to stay organized.
But the dating culture is very different in Japan than it is in the States, obviously. When we're dating in the U.S., it's very common for us to see someone that we're interested in at least once a week or more if you've been dating for a while or you really like each other. I will say, though, I don't think I've seen anyone more than once a week since 2019.
Oh my God. And I'm the once a week.
I have seen Kashan more than people I have crushes on.
Rough.
Yeah. It's not easy being me.
You got it so hard, Nina. Hey, bud. So it's all right.
No, it's not all right.
Yeah, I know.
But in Japan, it's normal to see your significant other once every 2 weeks or once a month. And this is how Miyagawa was able to pull off such a scandal.
He's just got a packed Google calendar.
Exactly.
It's just filled with dates and birthdays.
Birthdays. My birthday. However, the women ended up finding out about each other, and they banded together to form a victims association, which is what it was called. They called themselves the Victims Association, and they went to the police and they filed a complaint. So Takashi Miyagawa was arrested by the police. It is unknown if he is going to get any jail time yet for his crimes. In total, he received 100,000 yen in cash and gifts from his girlfriends. That is a lot of work because 100,000 yen is only $8,000 in US money. All that work for only $1,000 worth of gifts.
He's not even like kissing these girls?
On the second date. I'm sure he boned a couple of them. Oh, well. Gave him the old one too. Gave him the old ichi-ni. All right, so our second story today. Romance fraud is a worldwide issue. And so let's just hop across the pond to England.
Oh.
Shall we?
So for this whole next part, just imagine they all have really terrible Cockney accents.
Yes. Yes, they do. So Emmanuel Scott's, he is our next perpetrator. He is much like Miyagawa in the fact that he used the allure of romance to seduce his victims. And instead of his victims giving him birthday presents, he was given cash. So Scott used dating apps to lure women into his scheme. One woman who, in the articles that I was reading, she goes by Vicky. I don't think that's her real name because it was an asterisk. I would also probably not want my name out there if this happened to me. She says that her and Scott met on the dating app Our Time in England. So Our Time is a dating app for older adults, old people, just like I said in the intro. Old people beware.
Hey, let me just pop on my phone here. Let me say if I got any matches on the Our Time.
Oh, he's bloody fit.
Oh, I'd like to bite me off a piece of that biscuit.
Gross. All right, so Vicky describes her relationship with Scott as very normal. You can tell he had a bit of sparkle in him, is what she says.
Interesting.
She said he had a nice smile. Actually, I saw his dating app picture. He did have a nice smile.
Is he okay?
Yeah.
He's all right?
Yeah.
For old? I'm assuming he's old.
He was 55,
he's got to be able to be on the app, right?
He's 55.
Yeah.
Technically, I mean, he qualifies for an AARP card, so I guess he qualifies for Our Time. They would go on normal dates. They had sex. They slept together. He met her family. They'd go on family outings together. He met her kids. And they dreamed of what their life would be like after lockdown. They met during COVID. Mm-hmm. However, things started to take a turn when Scott asked Vicky for some money. He had told her that he had an opportunity to make money on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, but didn't have access to his accounts. He wanted Vicky to loan him £3,000, which she did. Now, Scott pretended to be a successful stockbroker in order to get money from women, promising that they would get high returns on investments.
Oh my God. Don't never believe that.
See, and this is what makes sense to me because I am so bad with that shit that if I fell in love with someone and my boyfriend was offering to help me and I trusted him, that's the thing. That's the thing. He at least, he built a relationship with them. They trusted him. She loved him. And she would never think that he would screw her over. And so I kind of get why she gave him the money.
That's the worst.
I get it.
This guy sucks.
Oh, yeah, he fucking sucks. He's awful. And this type of situation continued until Scott owed Vicky £13,000. He did pay her back 3,000 of those pounds. Now, Vicky started seeing red flags when she joked with Scott one day that if he didn't pay her back, that she would report him, and he freaked out. He lost his mind. And she was joking when she was like, "Oh, if you don't pay me back, I'm gonna call the cops." And he was like, "What the fuck?" And she was like, "What the fuck?"
Go ahead, call them. They don't even have guns here.
Right?
What are they gonna do? Tell me to stop?
What?
Yeah. Go ahead.
You stop right there.
All right. No. Easy.
Now, Vicky hadn't heard from Scott for a while, and so basically what happened was Scott had tried, after that blow up, they kind of didn't really talk very much after that. She kind of was like, after she saw that red flag, she was like, "Oh, this person's not a safe person." And she's like, "I knew in that moment that he was doing something wrong.
Something's weird." Yeah.
Yeah, because of the way that he freaked out. And so they kind of spent some time apart. He had called her back called her and was like, "Hey, I want to see you. I miss you. I love you, blah, blah, blah." And she was like, "No." And then
good for you, Vicky.
Yeah, which good for you, Vicky. But then she hadn't heard from him, which I'm like, you told him no, but I guess she thought he was going to contact her again. And so she ended up Googling him. And she Googled his name, and he used his real name with her, which is so stupid, you dumb bloody wanker.
Got him.
He did use other aliases with other women, but upon Googling him, she found out that he was married.
Oh, shit.
And that he and his wife were both arrested.
They were both in on it?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
So in total, Emmanuel Scott stole 324,000 pounds from 4 women.
How is there any of them left?
I know. One of the women gave him 232,000 pounds.
Oh my God.
Like, that's just dumb. Like, okay, here's the thing. Vicky gave him 13,000 pounds, which that's a lot of money. I don't want to act like that's not a lot of money. That is a lot of money. However, 232,000?
Yeah, that's more than like 2/3 basically came from
one woman.
From just her.
Yeah, not from Vicky, another unnamed woman.
Wild.
Which I can just rest easy in the fact that I am so poor that this will never happen to me.
Yeah, there we go. There's thinking.
Yep. Silver lining to my very empty checkbook.
Can't be a victim of financial fraud if you don't have money in the first place.
Jokes on you, motherfuckers.
Remember that, kids.
But like we were saying earlier with Takashi Miyagawa, that's why these older people, first of all, they're not only susceptible to this kind of thing just because they were not taught about the internet the way that we were taught about the internet. They weren't taught about internet safety. I tend to find that the boomers generation tends to be a little more trusting with people than people in our generation or even in Gen X. So they're more trusting. They don't know internet safety as well, but then they're lonely. You know, if they're single, they tend to be lonely, which makes them more vulnerable. But then also they have money that other generations don't have. I don't have $232,000.
Hey, there's time.
Not yet. I don't have that much money yet.
Maybe you'll have it by the time you're 50.
Well, that would be really good, actually. I would be very happy if I had that much money when I'm 50.
With inflation the way it is, it won't be worth anything, but you might have $500,000.
Great. Wonderful. But that's why these older adults are so much more susceptible to this than other people are.
Oh, for sure.
And in November 2022, Scotts was sentenced to 12 years in prison for defrauding women.
Oh, dang. That's like more than a lot of the people we talk about.
Oh, that's going to be more than the last person we talk about. And she stole way more money than him.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I will say this is England, not the U.S., so I think maybe they punish people for financial crime a little more harshly there than they do here, or at least in this circumstance they do. I don't know.
Their prisons are also probably nice.
Yeah. The prison food is probably just as bad, though, because they don't season anything.
Yeah, but they're used to it, you know?
Oh, that's true.
Like, if you just boil everything, they're like, this is great. You know? They'll love that.
I remember when I went there, I ate fish and chips. And I was so excited to eat the fish and chips. And it was the most bland thing I ever put in my mouth. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, no. Yeah, they're like known. They just have to steal other people's food and then just make it less spicy. And that's the only good food over there, from what I hear. I haven't been, but that's definitely what I've heard.
I have heard that I did not eat any Indian food while I was over there. And I have heard that the Indian food is pretty good.
That's what happens when you oppress a culture for hundreds of years.
Correct.
You get good food in your home country.
Correct. But I think that they are people who relocated there who are making the food. So
yeah. It's not some bloke named Charlie back there whipping up.
Yeah, no, it's not Charlie. It's not Belinda.
Belinda is your go-to like British woman name.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, that's a good one. Margaret for me.
Oh, that's
probably
a good
because of Thatcher, but either way.
I was thinking Queen Elizabeth. Mary.
I know.
Mary from Downton Abbey. But I am glad that this man did get some sort of, that there was justice in this situation and that he did get punished. Because Vicky noted that, but Vicky had said that, Scotts had come to her home. He saw that she wasn't extremely wealthy. Although she was a business owner, she was a business owner, but she didn't have a large, luxurious lifestyle. She wasn't making millions of dollars. She wasn't living in the lap of luxury. He knew she had a child at home that she needed to take care of, and yet he still scammed her out of this money.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah, it's gross.
They're con men.
Yeah, I guess that's the whole point. But also, your wife knows that you're doing this? Your wife's like, yeah, go fuck all these people and then I'll collect the money.
Cut queen.
Oh, well, good for you, Mrs. Scotts. You're in jail, though.
She also went to jail?
I actually am not confirmed on that, but she did get arrested, so.
All right, well.
Probably. And for this last story, we are coming back stateside.
Ugh.
Now, I myself would love to be a sugar baby and have a sugar daddy. However, I don't have one because I simply do not want to hand out the sugar. I don't. But in the case of Dominique Golden, she never had to give out the sugar either because she was committing fraud. Dominique Golden used dating sites, Facebook, and Words with Friends.
So like the Scrabble game that you play with people, she was like direct messaging people, and they're like, "Oh man, I love how you played the word vexed. That's so many points. That's hot. We should meet up, and you should give me a bunch of money."
She used Words with Friends.
That's stupid.
To get these older men online to connect with them. And this is why I never played with Words with Friends, because I would have been screwed over.
It's not because you're bad at putting the words together.
I am good at Scrabble.
Oh, okay. We'll have to have a friendly match sometime.
You'll beat me. You're smarter than me.
That's all. It's not everything in Scrabble.
Yeah, it's also luck of the draw.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Golden was targeting older men, just like all the other scammers of this episode. She would form connections with these men, lead them on to think that they had a romantic connection, and then she would tell them that she needed money, and they would send. She would tell them that she needed money, and they would send it to her. And I will say, she's a very beautiful woman. She was young. She was 31.
Yeah, if you're 65 and a hot 30-year-old's hitting on you, it's fake.
Yeah.
It's fake.
Yeah.
Don't delude yourself. You're not that much hot shit. It's fake.
Yeah.
Go find a 60-year-old.
Mm-hmm. And it would always seem like she was having an emergency and that she needed the money as quickly as possible. So her victims would then either send the money via the mail or via a wire transfer. And she would use different aliases with them. And with the aliases, she would open mailboxes and bank accounts under these fake names.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. She would then deposit the money that these women would send to her in the fake accounts. And she did this from February 2018 to December of 2018 when she got caught.
Don't you have to like show an ID when you're opening up a bank account?
That's what I was thinking. And the mailbox.
Well, yeah, you could probably get a P.O. box.
Yeah, okay, the P.O. box, yes.
She's like in a fake identification too. This is just a lot of work.
I don't know how she's doing the bank account thing, to be honest with you. But although this doesn't seem like a very long time to be scamming people, it was only 10 months, she was able to get a total of $1,263,822.
Oh God, I gotta go download Words with Friends.
Yeah, right? Right? Her victims were all across the nation in Rhode Island, New York, Arkansas, Colorado, North Carolina, Missouri, and Florida. And upon her arrest, her assets were taken away. It was found that she had a 2018 Bentley, a 2017 Mercedes. $11,000 cash was found in the Bentley.
Bad place to keep it.
That's so dumb. What if someone breaks into your car?
You're going to lose $11,000.
Idiot. 13 money orders totaling $6,000, 3 Rolexes, multiple gold rope chains, so like on around that you would wear around your neck, and then 3 firearms.
All right.
I wouldn't buy those things.
Just like, why? She thinks someone like, why did she need 3 guns?
Well, she actually was in Texas, so that was.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's fine. Everyone has 3 guns.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry, I forgot to say that she was from Houston.
Okay,
so,
that tracks then.
Yeah. Golden pled guilty on September 1st, 2022 to 1 count of conspiracy to commit mail fraud and 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud.
What is this conspiracy bullshit? She committed the wire fraud.
She fucking did it.
She defrauded people. They wired her money. That's wire fraud.
Yeah, I don't know what the conspiracy part of this was, but that is what they got.
Wait, you said she pled guilty?
Yes.
That's probably why. They probably reduced the charges if she put in a plea deal.
Yes, I'm 100%. I know she did a plea deal.
Gross.
She did a plea deal. She was ordered to spend 78 months, 6.5 years in prison to pay back restitution to her victims for the amount that she had stolen from them.
good.
Yeah.
6.5 years. That's
a long
wild.
time.
She's
Yeah.
also gotten a lot more. It's just it's almost like the justice system benefits people that have money. If you're a CEO and you steal a bunch of money, they just give you like 5 years. But if you're a random woman.
And the other thing about Emmanuel Scott and Dominique Golden is that they are both people of color.
Ugh.
Yeah. So that is like, I am not saying that they don't deserve jail time. I am not saying that what they did wasn't wrong.
But you can see that we were even like, that's high. Maybe something's wrong with the system.
Right. Because you have people like Jack Abramoff and everybody at Enron and all these other stories that we have where no one gets into any trouble at all. And then you have people like this that, yes, they did something wrong. Yes, they wrecked people's lives. Yes, they stole a lot of money. However, they did not do what these white male CEOs are doing and getting off scot-free. So in conclusion, love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy.
Are you giving me a sermon right now?
It does not boast.
Oh my God.
It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. Love keeps no record of wrongs. Unless you fall in love with a stranger on the internet.
Yeah, it does keep an entire record. That is one of the unfortunate things about the internet.
And you'll get scammed. Today, we looked at 3 stories in which people were bamboozled out of their money to line the pockets of those who were happy to play puppet master with their emotions. Takeshi Miyagawa, Emmanuel Scott, and Dominique Golden were all selfish losers who had nothing better to do with their time than prey on people who were vulnerable. Getting ghosted is bad enough, but getting coerced into forking over thousands of dollars is something entirely different. Please, if you're listening to this episode, do not fall in love with a random person on the internet and give them your money. It may end up costing you more in the end.
I'm going to take it one step farther.
Okay.
Don't fall in love.
Yeah, I've never done it.
Yeah.
That's not true. I did it once. That's not true. But you know what it did? It hurt me.
Yeah.
I have this this.
Push it away. Push emotions and people equally distant from you.
Yeah, absolutely. I had this one manager at work. He is, well, he's not my manager anymore, but awkward man, very awkward man. And he was like, I've never been in a relationship.
Oh, okay.
I've never been in a relationship. I was like, honestly, all they've done is hurt me. So you're not missing out on anything. Well, that's a lot of trauma you don't have now.
They can be good, Nina. I just want you to know. This isn't a counseling session, but you people at home need to know too. They can be good.
It can be. Or they'll steal all your money.
Well, I mean, they'll steal all your money either way. Am I right?
All right, Andrew Tate. Anyways, if you liked what you...
Hey, I didn't do any sex trafficking rings. Not a single one.
I've not been a part of one sex trafficking ring.
Not one. You can praise me now.
You are a high value man, Kashan.
Thank you.
You are a high value man.
Where's my cigar? Let me get it.
And a pizza box. Where's my pizza box and my cigar?
Those podcasts are so cringe.
I've never listened to one.
So many of them. I've seen clips and I'm like, oh
I think I've seen like 1 or 2 clips. And then now on TikTok, there's been this whole like high value woman thing going around.
It's all gross. None of us mean anything. None of us are special.
Oh, wow.
Shut up. Shut up. No one's high value. Almost everyone is shit. Shut up.
Jesus Christ, Kashan.
I'm doing the opposite. I'm going to start an Everyone Sucks podcast, all right? Where we just get everyone together and we shit on everyone collectively, including self-deprecation. Everyone's terrible. No one's alpha. We're all omegas. We're all beta cuck soy boys, every single one of us. And that's it.
Well, if you're a big old simp for our podcast, you can... You can find us on social media at facebook.com/whitecollarsredhands, on Twitter at whitecollarspod, on Instagram at whitecollars_redhands, on TikTok at whitecollarsredhands. This is our 8th episode of the season, and we've got only 2 more. And
9 technically, because we had a bonus episode in between.
Okay, well, 9 episodes. We're about to have our season finale in a couple weeks, which means we need to start brainstorming new episodes. So if you have a story that you've run across that you really want us to cover, please send that our way, either on our DMs, or you can contact us via email at via email at whitecollarsredhands@gmail.com. Also, another way that you can support us is by giving us ratings on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. That helps us get into people's algorithms, and we really appreciate that. Also, telling a friend is probably the most effective way to let people know to support us and get people to know about the podcast in general. There's so many podcasts, and when people actually recommend them to others, they are more inclined to listen.
Good sentence.
Yep.
You got there.
Yep, I got there. And if you want an unfree way to support us, you can head on over to our website and click on the merch tab. Take you over to TeePublic. They're having a sale right now, so you can get your White Hollers Red Hands sweatshirt for 35% off. And I think that might be it.
I think that might be it too. We said it was going to be a short episode.
And then we blabbed a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure some of that will go.
I hope a large portion of that.
A large portion of that will go straight into the Nina cut. And then we'll...
I'm so glad that the Nina cut...
episode.
I'm so glad that is not a saved file.
Like, you think you know?
Oh, shit.
That's so funny. You can't leave. I have so much dirt on you. Even if you wanted out, you can't get out. It's great.
This is my cry for help.
It's great.
Thanks so much for listening. If I blink, I need help. We'll see you next time on another episode of White Collars, Red Hands.
Red Hands, you're not going anywhere.